Welcome back to Black Coffee Gardener. Today I'm going to take you guys around the garden and show you the bare necessities of it all. All puns intended, as you will see when we get when I get the camera turned around and show you what is going on or what is not going on, growing on. Um, yeah, I don't have much of an intro other than that. So let me just flip this thing around and show you what I got for you today. All right, so I have taken out um, the dinosaur kale that I had growing right here. That kind of that was done. The squash that I had over here, that was done, and that's inside. I'm gonna have to insert a picture um, of the squash. These greens are still doing pretty well. These are the Brussels sprouts that didn't mature, and so I wound up just using the leaves as greens and like sauteing these up with onions and peppers. Um, as you can see, we've gotten quite something has gotten to this one, but we've gotten quite the harvest off of all three of these. So I left those. I left a little bit of the basil because it's still doing well. Let's see what else. This pepper plant here, it's actually a red bell pepper plant. Still has tons of peppers on it. It's still growing, so I'm not going to take this out yet. I'm going to let it keep going and see if these will get to size. I know there's some, oh, here they are over here. So yeah, I'm going to leave these alone and let them keep going. It's still relatively warm here in zone 7A, so we might still get some peppers off of that. We're still getting some. I just harvested a few the other day, the purple peppers. I could even, did this whole thing break? Let me see. No, I heard something snap. So I'll probably, this is pretty heavy over here. I'll probably take this one. And then there's some more under there. So that's why I've left that one. These jalapenos, I'm so overdone with jalapenos. I have nothing else to do with them. I've froze some. I've made hot sauce. I've done all different types of things, used them for cooking. So I am going to take this plant up today. Still have garlic chives down here growing. And I will get some seeds from this plant. So I left that. And of course my favorite Thai basil, which at this point I've just left this because it's so beautiful. Look at it. It's just so pretty. So I just continue to come out here and pick this, throw it in my tea, throw it in my eggs in the morning. But same with this. I've made pesto with it. I've frozen some pesto. I've made, I believe we have a tincture in there brewing, a Thai basil tincture. We do, actually. I've dried some, to use as a dried herb. Given tons and tons to the neighbors, and I mean, it just keeps going and going and going, and it won't stop. So I'm just gonna leave that for as long as it wants to grow. I'm gonna leave it there, and I'll probably harvest some more and dry some more. But definitely know for next year not to grow as much. And honestly, I don't even know if I'll grow it next year because I have so much stored inside. Over here, so I talked in previous videos about this area here, how I wanted to maybe turn this into another garden bed or something. I'm not sure yet, but I've put this down here so that these weeds can't get any more sun and, hopefully combat a lot of those weeds until I figure out exactly what it is that I want to do with it. This bed over here, we took out the squash that was here, the dinosaur kale that was here, and what else did I have back there? I had hyssop back there, which we used to make medicine, and we also dried some for tea as well. These marigolds look so beautiful, so obviously, I mean, they're not going anywhere anytime soon, it looks like. Look how pretty. And this was just one little one little plant that I just that I bought at, you know, the nursery and planted it in here. And this thing just, I mean, it just, look at all that. It just went crazy. So yeah, that's definitely going to stay there. The lemon balm we're continuing to harvest and dry. And the same with that. That's for medicine and that is also for tea. So, yeah, that's just little by little I come out here and gather that. There was more over here. I pulled up this entire plant and that's now inside drying. What other herbs did I have that I'm inside drying? Oh, the rosemary that was over here. I took that entire thing up, and we're making tinctures out of that. So that's gone. The oregano that I had over here, that's gone as well. That's been dried for seasonings. This whole thing here is just getting taken over by some weeds in there. I'm gonna clean all that out. Take all of that out. And I think I missed something. Oh yeah, I took the shishito peppers out of here. Now the Mexico midget plant, which you can see, it's, I mean, I can't even call it dead because look, it keeps giving me fruit. Like every other day I'm out here pulling off a handful. I just had some this morning. Look at that. And the whole thing looks as if to be dead, but you know, and then a lot of times they fall before I get the chance to get to them. But earlier, what did I have with breakfast? I pulled some of this, I harvested some of this curly kale here. I chopped that up. I mean, well, you know, cleaned it, chopped it up, and mixed it with a purple pepper. That's what I had the purple pepper for. And some tomatoes. And I just sprinkled a little vinegar on it. And I had a little side salad with my eggs and potatoes this morning. So yeah, Swiss chard still hanging on. And this is that volunteer pepper plant. Now, what do you guys think about this? I'm not entirely sure. I think they're jalapenos. Like, but look at this. Yeah, or not. But then I look at this and I'm like, no, that's not. I have no idea what kind of pepper this is. What kind of volunteer are you? I have no. Look at that. Wait. Yeah, I have no idea. So I'm gonna leave it there, and we'll see what happens before, you know, it gets too cold. But that's what I have going on out here, guys. We still got. Look at this beauty. I thought these were done. If you look down here, I don't know what all was going on down here or whatever, but look at this. So pretty. I had pulled all of these out because I thought they were done for the season. Because they had all died back, and so I pulled everything out. And this was empty. I had just shoved a zinnia transplant in here, and it grew to this. And then these started to come back as well, so we've still got flowers. This is the parsley that the caterpillars had taken over, and you can see where they ate. I mean, they ate the entire plant before they took off to go, you know, to take on the next part of their journey in life. And after they were gone, the parsley still continued to grow. So we're still harvesting parsley off of this plant. And I think that's all I have as far as growing. So what I've been doing is just putting everything in this bin here and letting it kind of dry out before I add it to these compost bins. Actually, I just finished filling this one today. That one's already full. That one back there is ready. And that's going to be awesome. That's been a year now of compost, just sitting, old food scraps and garden scraps and things just sitting in there. The Spit it out, Tanya. Breaking down, turning into compost. So we're going to use that to layer the garden next spring. So after this bed over here is finally cleaned out, um, I'm going to do a gratitude ritual, gratitude to the earth for all the abundance that we received from this garden this year. Um, just to be able to talk about how I don't have the space um, to store any more of the abundance given to me by the garden, that alone is something to truly, truly be grateful for. Um, like I said, I've given vegetables to my neighbors, to my family. I've made different dishes and sauces and salsas and all different types of things and shared them with my neighbors, as well as, stocked my freezer and ate meals. We were just talking about how many times we went to the grocery store over the summer, and I could probably count on one hand how many times we actually went for food. We went for bottled water and rice or things like that. But the only time that we really went for vegetables is if we wanted something that was in season that I don't grow. For instance, we wanted cauliflower. I don't grow cauliflower. Um, but anyhow, that all just speaks to, like I said, the gratitude that I have in my heart. Um, I'm always mindful to say thank you to the plant, say thank you to the garden when I'm harvesting anything, down to a little piece of mint, or whatever it may be. But um, this part of my gratitude takes it just a step further. And what this gratitude ritual is getting a piece of paper, piece of white paper, not anything colored or anything like that, because you're going to be giving this back to Earth. So we want it to be as natural as possible. So you don't want to use color paper that has like dyes on it and things like that. And just write everything that you're thankful for. And it doesn't necessarily have to be um, just for things that you received from the garden. Anything that you've received during this year, during this season that you have, toiled the soil of your garden and planted the seeds and all of those different things. Anything that may have been going on in your life during that time, write it on that piece of paper. And once your garden is bare, fully bare, and you're ready to put it to bed for the winter, dig a hole in the center, bury the paper, and have a moment of meditation, um, a moment of gratitude. And I mean, you can add your own uh, je ne sais quoi to it. If you want to do it at a particular time of day or night, if you want to light a candle, burn some incense, I suggest definitely burning some incense. I lit some jasmine today, and that really, that did something to my spirit. So I might, uh, I might light jasmine, um, or depending on how dry these herbs are, we've made herb bundles similar to sage bundles, but we did it with the abundance that we have of lemongrass. I mean, not lemongrass, I'm sorry, lemon balm. So even something like that would be nice to burn. But anyhow, that part of it, the whole entire thing, make it your own. This is just something that I do, something that I felt compelled to share with you, and I think I think you will enjoy it. Do you ever take a moment to just listen to your garden? I believe I said earlier in the video, and if I didn't, I thought it, that I was going to take up that jalapeno plant. And as I'm looking over at it, um, I always like to get out of the way of the bees. Um, and speaking of bees, as I'm looking over at it, I see all the flowers on it. And I remember being out here the day before yesterday, it was. And there were still a few little bees like buzzing around doing their thing. And right then it was like, I'm going to leave. I'm going to leave the plant. It's not bothering me, but it is benefiting someone else, um, that being the bees. So I'm going to leave it there. Then another thing I just thought about was, for those of you that remember the Barbados pepper plant that I had, and someone in the comments mentioned bird peppers or bird pepper plant or something to that effect. And we know how different some plants have different names and things like that, depending on what region you're from. You may call it Barbados pepper, somebody else may call it bird pepper plant. But anyhow, I was having a conversation recently about gratitude, and it was how the birds loved that plant to the point where I barely got any peppers on it, because no sooner than they would have like just a slight touch of orange to them before they turn red, the birds would eat them. And how I just left the plant there because it was like, it just brought me joy to see in action my garden feeding nature in that particular way, and not in a way that irritates us gardeners so much, like with the cabbage moth and crickets. I mean, not crickets, grasshoppers, and things like that. But in a way that it was truly nurturing nature. So my garden wasn't just feeding me and all the microorganisms and you know the bugs and so forth that live in the soil, but the birds as well. And I don't know if anybody gets that, but it doesn't really matter to me. I get it, and it's a blessing and a joy to be able to experience that, So, I think I'm gonna title this video, the number one reason why you should garden. People talk about how people who have fish live longer. It's the meditation of being still and just sitting and watching, the life of these creatures in this water, and analyzing it any way that you choose in your mind. But the garden to me brings that same type of joy, because just to sit here, it's not always about the hard labor that goes into it. A lot of what you reap is more than what you take away from it, what you're able to eat, what you're able to share with others. A lot of it is just these moments of sitting here, looking, listening, and just being, just taking a moment to breathe, enjoying the cithrism of the trees. My heart is full for the day, and it's only, I don't know, I think it's like 2 o'clock, but just being able to share with you in a way that I haven't done on this channel yet, um, it filled my heart. So if you've gotten to this point in the video, thank you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. I hope this encouraged someone in some way to do something different. Or maybe just encouraged you or reminded you, hey, I haven't took a moment to be thankful. Let's see, you and I, this pinky promise, to do that at least once a day. At least once a day. Turn what we together are going to turn into a ritual of writing your gratitude and giving it to the earth, burying it in the garden. Let's do that once a day. Write down something once a day, at the end of the day. It's the last thing you do before you go to bed. I am thankful I'm still breathing. I am thankful for the food that I ate today. I am grateful for ears to hear. Just as simple as I'm grateful that somebody invented glasses. Otherwise, my black ass wouldn't be able to see. I don't know. I'm going to get off of here before I ramble too much. Thank you again for watching Black Coffee Gardener. Don't forget, as always, to take a little time to love on yourselves. And in taking a little time to love on yourself, we're going to add, be grateful. Because when we start to write those things down on a daily basis, after a while, you'll realize how much, even in the midst of the chaos, this planet that we live on, that there is a lot to be grateful for. You all have a wonderful day, evening, night. I will see you all in the next video. Peace out. Bye.